Ready for another deep dive? This one takes us to Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
Ooh, Eureka Springs.
Tucked away in the Ozark Mountains.
Sounds charming already.
Charming's one word for it. Picture Victorian streets and that whole vibe.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
But beneath that charming surface lurks a story, and we're about to uncover it.
I love a good story. Let's hear it.
We're going deep into the Crescent Hotel.
The Crescent Hotel. That's the one some call the most haunted hotel in America, right?
That's the one.
Okay, color me intrigued. So where do we even begin with a place like this?
Well, our source material for this deep dive is a little unusual.
Unusual how?
It's a Spanish Wikipedia article about the Crescent Hotel.
A Spanish Wikipedia article. That is interesting, like we're deciphering a secret code almost.
Exactly, so let's crack this code.
I'm ready.
The Crescent Hotel, built in 1886.
1886, so late 19th century.
Yep, a haven for the wealthy elite back then. Think horse-drawn carriages.
Oh, I love that imagery.
Flowing gowns, the clinking of champagne glasses. It was the place to be.
Ah, the good old days. But I'm guessing things didn't stay glamorous forever.
You're catching on quickly. This era of luxury, it was fleeting.
Fleeting, like the hotel itself couldn't hold on to that initial grandeur.
It's like something shifted, something darker crept in.
Okay, now you've got my attention. This is where it gets interesting.
And as if fading grandeur wasn't enough, get this, the Crescent Hotel became a women's college.
A women's college? Wait, really? That's a sharp turn. From champagne to textbooks?
Crescent College and Conservatory for Young Women. Quite a change, wouldn't you say?
It's like the building was trying on different identities. First, a luxury resort, then a place of learning what happened next.
Hold on tight, because things are about to get even more fascinating.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
It's 1937, enter a man named Norman G. Baker.
Norman G. Baker, okay?
He buys the Crescent Hotel, transforms it into a hospital and health resort.
A hospital? That's quite a leap.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
More interesting. Lay it on me.
Baker claimed to be a doctor.
Claimed? So he was a doctor or...
Well, that's the thing. There's no record of any actual medical training.
Okay, so we've got a red flag, a self-proclaimed doctor running a hospital. What was he really up to?
That's the million-dollar question. This is what's considered medical quackery.
Medical quackery. I've heard that term.
Baker claimed to have found cures for serious diseases.
Serious diseases like what?
Even cancer. And he was very much against established medicine.
So a bit of a rebel going against the grain. But what were these so-called cures he was offering?
His treatments, they mainly resolved around drinking the local natural spring water.
Spring water, as in...
He claimed it had incredible healing properties, attracted a lot of desperate patients searching for miracles.
I can see how that would be appealing, especially back then when people were less aware of medical science.
Exactly, and you can't underestimate the power of charisma and a persuasive personality.
True, Baker was a master manipulator, taking advantage of people's vulnerability, their hope.
But the truth is, his claims were baseless.
And likely caused more harm than good, delaying real medical treatment for many.
His actions eventually caught up with him.
Did they?
Oh yeah, Baker faced legal troubles.
I can only imagine.
It all culminated in him ending up in prison for fraud.
Wow. So the Crescent Hotel witnessed all of that, a front row seat to this whole turbulent chapter?
Standing as a silent observer, absorbing those stories, those moments of hope and despair, weaving them into its essence.
It's almost as if the building itself remembers.
And then, as if to erase that darkness, another dramatic event hits.
Don't tell me another twist.
A devastating fire in 1967.
A fire? How bad?
Almost destroyed the entire hotel.
Wow, so the present hotel stood abandoned for years.
A shadow of its former self. A place with such a vibrant and complex past, empty.
With its stories just echoing through the silence, it's almost like the fire was a cleansing ritual in a way.
Preparing the building for its next chapter.
Which is?
That begins in 1997 with Marty and Elise Roenick.
New owners.
They buy the dilapidated Crescent Hotel.
So they were the ones who
embarked on a massive restoration project.
That must have been an incredible undertaking to take on a building so steeped in history.
And as we'll soon discover, whispers of the paranormal.
Ooh. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. The ghosts.
They spent 6 years restoring the Crescent Hotel.
6 years, wow. Breathing life back into it, trying to recapture that former glory.
But then tragedy struck in 2009.
What happened?
Marty died in a car accident, leaving Elise as the sole owner.
Another layer of sadness woven into the hotel's tapestry.
It speaks to that cyclical nature of this place, the ebb and flow of joy and sorrow.
But through it all, the Crescent Hotel endures.
A silent sentinel to the passage of time.
And within that rich and sometimes tragic history, another layer emerges.
The paranormal.
The ghosts.
The Crescent Hotel's reputation as a haunted location.
It begins to take hold.
It's as if those stories themselves,
the weight of those tragedies and unresolved mysteries,
they've seeped into the very walls of the Crescent Hotel.
Imagine those walls holding on to these stories, whispers of the past, waiting to be heard. And those whispers, they didn't stay silent for long.
No, they did not. The Crescent Hotel's haunted reputation, it caught the attention of popular culture.
Of course, how could it not?
You've probably heard of shows like Ghost Hunters,
Oh yeah, big fan.
Paranormal Witness, even Ghost Adventures.
Classics.
Well, they all feature the Crescent Hotel,
Really, all of them.
bringing those ghostly tales to a much wider audience.
Cementing its place in the world of the unexplained.
And what's particularly fascinating is the Ghost Hunters episode
Which one?
from 2007.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
The team claimed to have captured a full-body apparition on their thermal camera.
Whoa, a full body apparition. On camera.
Imagine seeing that on your screen, a figure from beyond appearing out of thin air.
That's enough to send chills down anyone's spine.
It speaks to a deep-seated fascination we have with the unknown, don't you think?
Totally. What lies beyond our understanding?
Why are we so drawn to these stories of ghosts and haunted places?
It's a good question. Maybe it's because they challenge our perception of reality?
Oh, I like that. Forcing us to question what we think we know about the world,
They tap into a primal fear.
a curiosity about what happens after we leave this earthly plane.
Exactly. It's the thrill of the unknown.
The possibility that there's more to this world than meets the eye.
More than we can see or touch or even understand.
And the Crescent Hotel, it becomes a focal point for that curiosity.
With its layers of history and unsettling events,
And what's interesting is that the Crescent Hotel, they don't shy away from their haunted reputation.
they don't.
No, they lean into it.
How so?
They offer ghost tours,
Ghost tours? That's pretty clever.
invite guests to explore those shadowy corners and listen to the tales of the spirits.
The spirits said to roam the halls.
It's a brilliant marketing strategy,
It is, plays into our fascination with the macabre.
with the possibility of experiencing something truly extraordinary.
Something beyond our everyday reality.
But beyond the marketing and the entertainment value, there's a deeper question here.
Oh. What's that?
What is it about places like the Crescent Hotel that capture our imagination so intensely?
I think it's the convergence of history and mystery.
History and mystery, I like that.
The Crescent Hotel has witnessed so much over the years.
Moments of grandeur.
Times of despair and everything in between.
It's like the building itself has become a repository of human experience.
The joyful and the sorrowful, all mixed together.
And when you add the element of the paranormal, the unexplained occurrences,
It takes on a whole new dimension.
it's that feeling that we're just scratching the surface of something much deeper.
Something that defies our understanding of the natural world.
It's that feeling that we're not just walking through a building,
But through layers of time, layers of stories.
surrounded by the echoes of lives lived.
In this world, and perhaps beyond.
It's the realization that those walls have witnessed it all.
Joy and sorrow, hope and despair.
And maybe even the lingering presence of those who have passed on.
Their stories forever intertwined with the building's fabric.
So we've journeyed through the Crescent Hotel's history,
From opulent beginnings to its darker chapters.
its current status as a landmark steeped in both history and mystery,
We've explored the controversial figure of Norman Baker,
the devastating fire,
the dedicated efforts of those who brought it back to life.
and we even delved into the realm of the paranormal.
Examining the hotel's ghostly reputation and our fascination with haunted places.
But what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Yeah. What can you take away from this deep dive into the Crescent Hotel's past?
I think the key takeaway is the power of place.
The power of place.
The Crescent Hotel, it's more than just bricks and mortar.
It's a vessel of stories, a living testament to the human experience.
It reminds us that every place has a history.
Layers upon layers of events and emotions that shaped its character.
It encourages us to look beyond the surface.
To consider the stories whispered within the walls of the places we visit.
The lives that have unfolded within those spaces.
Imagine yourself walking through those grand hallways.
The history seeping into your senses.
You might feel the weight of expectation from its glamorous beginnings.
The despair of those seeking false cures.
The resilience of those who rebuilt it from the ashes.
You might even sense the lingering presence of those who have passed on.
Their stories forever intertwined with the building's fabric.
It's an invitation to be present,
To be mindful of the stories that surround us.
both the seen and the unseen.
Precisely. And it challenges us to consider our own impact on the places we inhabit.
What stories will we leave behind?
What traces of our lives will linger long after we're gone?
It's a thought-provoking question.
One that lingers